Hi, my name is Darius. Welcome to my channel. This is actually my first ever movie review because primarily what I do here on my channel is game-oriented. So last time, for example, I played Alien Isolation, which was hella fun. Do check those videos out if you're interested. Do you think he can see me? I wanted to go with the Molotov! Oh, god damn it! My instincts failed me. I've already made a bunch of videos about Elden Ring, Sekiro, Signalis, and mouthwashing, and I want to continue to make videos about video games, but I am also a very artsy person, which means I have interests outside of the realm of just purely video games. Movies, shows, comics, character design, storytelling. I have interest in a wide range of different subjects. And I definitely want to dip my toes in those areas in the future as well. But for today, let's just start with Superman. It's so exciting. My first ever movie review is about Superman. All right, then. I'm going to start with a bunch of nitpicks. My first point is about the Hammer of Bravia. What the fuck was the deal with the Hammer of Bravia? Like, the only time we get to see this guy is in the first 3-4 minutes of the movie, and then we never get to see him again. Now, here's the thing. Because he was called the Hammer of Bravia, I thought he was a state-sponsored, national superhero that basically did whatever the Baravian government told him to do, right? Makes sense. Superman stopped the Baravian invasion. The Hammer of Bravia is gonna just crash into Metropolis, asking for Superman, and just beat the shit out of him, right? The thing is, 3-4 seconds afterwards, we realized that the Hammer of Bravia is actually Ultraman. In the Baravian government, the Prime Minister goes onto television and says, we have no idea who the fuck this guy is. And then we never get to see Ultraman pretend to be the Hammer of Bravia ever again. Like, he just shows up for that one scene, he beats Superman, and then dips out. We never hear of him ever again. The strange thing is that I have no idea what the fuck Lex was thinking about, like, pulling up with this, because he's close to Baravia. It's not like he's trying to, like, blame on Baravia by having their so-called national superhero crash into Metropolis. No, he's close to Baravia, so I have no idea why would he, like, literally make up a superhero and like, have him crash into Metropolis and beat Superman and then dip out and we never got to see him again. It made no sense to me. It would have made more sense if the Hammer of Baravia was Ultraman, and he was still a state-sponsored, like, national superhero, and you see him 1 or 2 times more, and then it's revealed to the characters in the cast that, oh, he's actually Ultraman. Wait a minute, this actually makes perfect sense, right? Because, you know, Lex is close to the Baravian government, so it makes sense for his personal, like, top-tier super meta-human whatever to also have him work for his closest nation partner. Like, it makes sense in that case. I just have no idea. I got very confused. I still have no idea what the point behind that entire plotline is. It's actually insane because I keep trying to remember what else I remember about the character, and it's literally nothing. We know that Ultraman can't even talk because he doesn't even talk. He, like, screams when he's fighting Superman. So who was talking and speaking in English with the Baravian accent? Like, what was that entire thing? Like, I genuinely have no fucking clue. Another point is the way that this movie handles Superman's reputation is a little bit shaky, right? Primarily because my first initial thought, seeing how people interact with Superman, is that Superman is, like, mega popular. Like, at least he's like 70-80% popular with the general population of Earth and Metropolis. Maybe he's like has 10%, 15% of skeptics and then like 5-10% of actual haters, right? That was my initial thought. So then to have him literally stop a giant behemoth of a monster, and they were all celebrating that the Justice Gang and Superman managed to basically save Metropolis from this gigantic Godzilla whatever thing. They were all around him, they're surrounding him, they're celebrating. He's clearly very popular. And then the second that, just the way that it's handled is so fucking stupid, I'm sorry. In the middle of them celebrating, people are like, wait, what is happening? Wait, what happened? Kendrick dropped another album? And then Lex is on his show, and he like drops this video out of nowhere of Clark's parents because, you know, he went to Fortress of Solitude and then he hacked into the system, he recovered the footage and all of that. And then he plays the footage live on TV, and then people see that, and then everybody who was like celebrating him suddenly turns against him. Like, just like that. Like, 180 degrees, all of that 80% of popularity just, like, completely demolished. It would have been made more sense if he was portrayed, like, we saw people, like, physically, right? Be a little bit uneasy around him, being less trustworthy. There is, like, little bits of, tiny bits of hints here and there, but he's, a majority part, portrayed to be very popular with the masses, with the general population. And so to have the most obvious evil billionaire, who is not portrayed to be trustworthy in the eyes of the populace, drop this footage, and then people not even like putting it into question and just like taking it for a fact, just suddenly, right? In the matter of like 20-30 seconds, his entire popularity just shifts just like that. It was like, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck is happening? Like, is this like serious? Are we serious about this? And the second time I watched it, I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, we get what you're trying to do. It's a very popular trope to have the main hero's popularity put into question. And so he goes from being the most beloved character, the most beloved superhero, to be the most like haunted, to be the most hated. But the way it was executed was very clunky. It was very stupid and funny. Again, it would have been more believable if Lex was portrayed in the movie that people loved Lex Luthor, that people actually trusted him and whatever he said. So Lex was more popular. Like, he was in the green zone, and then Superman was in the gray zone. People believed Lex. They didn't know whether to believe or not to believe Superman. So Lex comes in and says, oh no, this guy's actually here to invade us and rule over us like a god. And he has like, it was so funny. I loved James Gunn when he does like his secret hair. I fucking love that. He just like does these like bullshit things. I fall in love with it so much. But because people trust Lex, when Lex says something like, oh no, this guy's actually bad news, people believe that. If the movie went that direction, it made sense. But the way it initially like made me feel about Superman was that Superman is generally like a very beloved, very popular figure amongst the people. So to have the population just suddenly like switch from being a fan to a hater was a little bit too fucking stupid in my opinion. There were some other things that I wish we had seen more of in the movie that we sadly didn't get to see that much, because we didn't get to see Clark doing much journalism, right? We didn't see Clark being Clark. The vast like 90% of the movie, he was being Superman. And I wish we got to see that part of him a little bit more, or generally just see more of Ma and Pa Kent in general, because I love those two. They are just so wonderfully done. James is so good at this. Primarily, I think what matters the most is that James knows exactly what vision he has for Superman, and he managed to find that so perfectly. Again, the ideas are just spectacular. They're perfect. Now, I did my like fair share of criticism. Now I'm going to talk about what I actually love about this movie. One of the best decisions James made with Superman in this movie is having the Justice Gang, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner in this movie. Those three, and Material Man too, because I had no idea who that guy was. These characters, like these four supporting characters, are the highlight of the movie. Like, they are just so big, especially Mr. Terrific. Dude, he's so fucking good in this movie. He goes from being the most confident, I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific, like I know everything, to like shit actually hits the fan and there's a fucking black hole gonna shape in the heart of Metropolis, gonna like devour the entire planet. He like starts losing his shit. And then like a character walks up to him and says, can you stop it? And he goes, can I stop it? Can I stop it? It's a goddamn black hole. I just love that about it. Dude, James is so good at writing these uncanny, not so popular characters, and just he writes them so well. I have no idea how he does it. He's so good at it. You know, there's a reason like the Guardians of the Galaxy got as popular as they got. He's just a masterful writer when it comes to those types of characters. And I really do think he has the core principles, the most like foundational aspects of Clark down. The biggest thing that draws this movie back is its runtime, because I knew before going into this movie, 2 hours was just not enough for the amount of stuff that this movie is trying to do. A lot of times, the pacing is a little bit too jarring. Things happen way too fast. There were like 2 scenes, 2 and 2.5 scenes that the pacing really got slowed and the characters were actually able to breathe and the dialogue was actually able to speak for itself. It wasn't just back-to-back action, quick quips and jokes, and then it becomes very hard for you to get what the character is actually saying. That's why I say like the second time was more enjoyable than the first time I watched it, because the first time it was just like pure chaos. I had a headache. I had a fucking headache the first time I watched this movie, but the second time it was like enormously more enjoyable than the first time. So I think if James had a 20-30 more minutes added to the movie, the pacing and all of those issues would have been like brought down tremendously. In one of his interviews, James literally states that one of his biggest risks in this entire movie was having a 12-minute conversation between Lois and Clark doing that interview as Superman. He said that was the biggest risk he took, and I definitely see why he went with a 2-hour mark, because the amount of weight this movie had on his shoulders was tremendous. They were going to start a new entire series of movies and storylines and whatever. It was a Superman movie. They were going to have to like redo a lot of stuff from the beginning. James deliberately put a lot of restrictions on himself because he desperately wanted the movie to do well. Did it do well? I haven't given my verdict yet. Just wait until I get there. But generally, when you see the audience's reviews on the movie, they definitely loved it. I myself personally think that James has the right idea for the movie. He definitely knows what the next projects are going to be. So I love that in the next projects, he will have less restrictions, and the next upcoming sequels, Supergirl, Superman, Batman, whatever he wants to do, because he's generally a terrific, wink, wink, a terrific masterful writer. He surprises me all the time. I have no idea how he can write so many like weird, awkward characters and have them be so distinct, make sense, and be perfectly understandable and conceivable at the same time. So I completely trust him in that front. I absolutely loved it. But here's the thing. I talked about the trio being the highlight, but the moment for me that it was proven that this movie is a 10 out of 10, and I personally, in my own whole of heart, fell in love with it, was not even like part of the main shtick. It was just a single scene, like a single screenshot. This scene, which is the ending scene of the entire movie, there's no dialogue. It's just like a final 1 minute of the movie, right? And then motherfucker, James Gunn, you did it again, like you do a lot of times with your fucking soundtracks. Punckrocker starts playing, and I've seen the memes before I even watched the movie, so to have that song play at the end of the movie, I feel like I was being lifted. Like I grew wings and I was gonna fly. And in that moment, all right, where, fuck, I'm fucking having a teary eye right now. Clark is just spinning in his chair, and he's seeing like pictures and videos of his like parents. And when he fuck hell, do you see? This is what I mean. Like, this is what I love about movies. Like, I don't give a shit about the stupid ass fucking plot. Lex Luthor deliberately opens a black hole in the like fucking city of Metropolis. The planet is getting split into two. Metropolis is getting split into two. Somehow, no casualties whatsoever. Everybody managed to flee a fucking mega city at perfect timing while this shit is getting closer. And like when they actually close the black hole, it all like it's like the city is made out of fucking Legos. It just perfectly snaps back into place. Like it's like fucking Legos that you're putting the pieces back together. It's like perfectly matches. Like all those buildings that were like splitting in half, they all just beautifully come together again. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking retarded. But that final scene with Clark just spinning around his chair like how I used to do, like I always do when you have one of those chairs that can spin around, and you just like do that shit like a kid, and you do that shit when you're still a fucking grown up. And then he's seeing all the fucking memories of his parents, and David, you handsome fucking bastard. That 2 second fucking smile he makes right before the sun shines on his beautiful fucking giga chat of a face. That smile is like the warmest shit I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. I am gonna have that screenshot hang on my fucking wall. That was the most beautiful. That scene I watched and I was like, yeah, 10 out of 10. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the stupid ass fucking plots. I don't care about how barely any of this shit made any sense. I don't care about how the movie didn't manage to do some things, even though like it managed to do these other things. I don't care about the tree. I don't care about Mr. Terrific. I don't care about how good his chemistry was with Lois and his fucking parents. That fucking scene was the best fucking scene. And the past fucking year, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that shit was actually amazing. It was so fucking beautiful. I'm sorry. I just. Oh, good God. But no, I'm very excited for whatever the fuck James wants to do in this next projects. He honestly has his own unique style, and he's going to be able to be more creative, be more free. He has going to have less restrictions. He's going to be less restrictive on himself. Yeah, I just can't get that scene out of my head. That scene was the most beautiful fucking ending scene. It actually is on par with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in that last scene where Peter shows up to fight Rhino as Spider-Man, and like the kid is like wearing the Spider-Man. He decides to like pick up the mantle of responsibility, and I'm tearing up again. I am so sorry. I swear to God, I'm an alpha male, you know. I ridicule other people who are weaker than me in soul and spirit. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Great job, James. You definitely did it. You're the fucking man. You should be proud of yourself. I haven't even talked about like other aspects of the movie, like how Kara like shows up. I fucking love. I didn't know about like the casting for her, but no, she does it. But no, that movie is gonna be hype as fuck. I fucking know it already. But no, this might be the biggest up for DC fans, and I'm not even joking. Because after the shit that Marvel has been putting through, and I haven't seen the Fantastic Four yet, I know that I'm most likely gonna love it. Silver Surfer looks absolutely gorgeous. I love a fucking glowy, glassy tress pattern, whatever the fuck she does. I love it when her hair is like tilted back. She looks gorgeous. Anyway, but yeah, this actually might be my first favorite DC movie ever. Period. I'm not even joking. Until we see whatever James has in the future. Anyway, guys, if you liked it, press that like button, subscribe. How the fuck do you even end these segments? You know what? I'm just gonna dip out. All right then. Stay tuned for whatever the fuck I decide to do next. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play Resident Evil 8 or whatever. All right then.